In this video, you'll learn about the available actions in Email Builder and how to manage the rows and columns. It's important to have an understanding of how the builder is laid out before beginning to design your email. The majority of your screen should display the canvas, which is where you'll be adding all of your rows, columns, and widgets. There are 4 preserved rows that display your header, 2 body rows, and a footer. You should see your account's mailing address and global unsubscribe link pre-populated within the footer. In the upper left corner, you should see your campaign name displayed. In the top center, you have the mobile desktop toggle. The drag and drop functionality is available in mobile view, and you can also edit the rows and columns through mobile as well. To the right of that, you should see the undo redo commands. The changes you make to this email will auto-save, and this is an easy way to revert back to previous versions of your campaign. In the upper right corner of your screen, you should see an icon that looks like an eye, which allows you to preview your email in full view. Through preview, you can toggle between mobile and desktop. You can hide certain columns and widgets on mobile devices, and this feature is helpful to preview those changes. Next, there's an option to send a test email to an external email address. First, you'll need to choose to send the test email as HTML, plain text, or both. Next, choose whether to track the link clicking or not. Since this is an A/B test campaign, you need to choose whether to send version A or B. You can add 1 or more emails to send this test to. These do not need to be emails associated with Sugar Market users. You have the option to set the emails added above to be set as the default email addresses to send for tests. There's also the option to add the word test to the beginning of the subject line. I would recommend checking this, especially if you're sending this test to someone else on your team. Finally, click Send Test Email. The advanced testing option allows you to test your email campaign and merge tags in different browsers and email providers. To run, you need to merge a contact email address and choose test A or B for an A/B test campaign. This will not send an email to the contact. It's only needed to test the merge tags. This will also run a spam diagnostic test to make sure that your email will avoid the spam filter. Through email previews, you can view how your email will display on different devices and email browsers, and you can view in full page preview by single-clicking on your option and clicking on the eye icon. You can also run your spam filter diagnostics, which will run a test of how your email will perform to avoid the spam filter. The last icon displays the context menu, which is an overflow menu for additional options. Revision history will show you a record of previous timestamps. You can use the history to revert back to a previous timestamp. Source code will allow you to view and extract the HTML code of your campaign. You can save your email as a template for future use. You can manually save and exit the builder, and finally you can delete your campaign from here as well. Before adding any styling or widgets to the canvas, let's review the edit options for the available blocks. The blocks are organized by sections, rows, and columns. The sections are the parent container of rows, and rows are the parent container of columns. Each row can host up to 3 columns. The sections are the space outside the email body and are outlined in blue. Each section has its own set of options in the drop-down menu. These options can be accessed by clicking on the area within the section. Above the menu, you have a bar that can be used to increase or decrease the height of the section. Please note that you cannot decrease the height to be shorter than the row it contains. You can edit the background image or color of this section, and you can add an additional row to the section as well. The rows of space within the email body are outlined in green. Each row also has its own set of options in the drop-down menu. There's also a bar that can be used to increase or decrease the height of the row. You can edit the background image or color of the row, change the alignment, hide the row and all of its contents on mobile devices, add a column by selecting the plus sign, And finally, you can duplicate the row and its contents. Each column is outlined in orange and has its own set of options in the drop-down menu. If there's more than one column, there will be a drag bar on the left or right side that allows you to adjust the width of the column. You can also adjust the background image or color, edit the spacing of the column, adjust the column alignment, hide the column on mobile, add an additional column to the row, duplicate or delete. The last set of menu options you see in the top left corner. Here's where you can access your settings and styles, your blocks, and your widgets. To learn more about these settings, tune into the next video in the series.